Good afternoon YouTube, Mr. Mo here, Stick Survival. What I've got for you today is, you can see what I guess some of you would call it a bug out bag. I would call it more a vehicle bag. This, you know, over the last year or two, I kind of concentrate on small kits, little bag kits and pouches, and that's absolutely fine. But the reality is, if you're just going out in the woods for a night, or if you're away for a week or something, that's not suitable. I found this rucksack a few years ago, and when I first seen it I thought, really, who's going to carry that? But in actual fact, it's not that heavy, it's just the way I've packed it that makes it look big. It is a big pack, and what I wanted to do today was just introduce you to it and go through various pouches and what I've got in it. Obviously the different bits and pieces that's in the pouches, I'm going to do separate videos on them, so if you're interested on that, I'll put different links up on the screen, and you can click on them and then you can have a look at in-depth reviews of what's in those actual pouches. But for today, or just now rather, we're just going to do this pack. Starting on this top pouch here, you can see on the rucksack that there is indeed a couple of zips up on top of here. And what that is because, believe it or not, there is still more that you can actually bolt onto this pack if you need it to be bigger. I don't use it, but it is a good bit of kit and it is available for it. And you can buy it here. It's basically an external pouch. It comes with the zippers to put it on. It also comes with various ways that you can mount it on a belt. It also has carry straps, so if you want to just wear it as a shoulder pack, that's absolutely fine. And it's basically, what it is it's a medical kit, but I find it handy if you are going away for a long time. It's really good for various bits and bobs. I've got it open there. It's got some storage bags here. I guess that was for bandages and plasters and things, and then various clips in there. And what I've done that you can see is I've actually put in some cables and some batteries and different things, so you can get an idea of what the kind of things it is that you can put in this pouch. Like I said, I very rarely use it, but it is an option. And it also has some carry handles there, so if you just want to use it like a bag, that's absolutely not a problem. But the main rucksack itself, in the top pouch, it opens up at a zipper on the back here, and all the zippers are YKK. And what I have in here is the stuff that I would generally need straight away when I get to a campsite. So I would have my saw. You're all familiar with the Laplander saw, excellent bit of kit. You can buy replaceable blades for them, but in all honesty, you're just as well buying a new saw. There's not much difference between a new saw and a new blade. And then I would have my bushcraft knife. This knife here is a knife that was made for, well, it was designed by me and it was made by my friend Chris Grant, and I'm going to put a link up so you can go over and have a look at his site if anybody's interested in purchasing one of his knives. He is an absolute superb knife maker, and I don't know if you can see, he's got his own little logo on that there, but it's a fantastic knife. If anyone's interested in the details and the steel and all that kind of stuff, just drop me a comment and I can certainly send that stuff over to you. Next up in the top pouch, what I would do normally in here is I just have a pair of gaiters. I would normally just wear lightweight clothes if I was trekking in somewhere. Now generally I wouldn't recommend, this pack is about 20 kilograms, so I certainly wouldn't recommend walking all day with it unless you're extremely fit and you're used to carrying that kind of weight. An hour, no problem, you can manage an hour with it, no problem. So a couple of miles into a campsite. Again, when I use this bag, it's vehicle based. I'm normally away with survival school, so I'm the kind of safety driver anyway, my vehicle there, so I'm never really that far away from it. And I like to have this because it organises everything for me, and you'll see that as we go on. But if I am walking, I've got my gaiters in case it's bad weather. I've got my hat. Hat's always a good idea to get to quickly. And I also have this little pouch thing here in the top, and you'll see what I do with that later on in the video. Put that there. Okay, so yeah, there's nothing else in there. I guess what I'll do now is I'll just start going around the pouches for you. So in the top pouch here, these pouches actually belong to another rucksack, which is a Webtex Ultimax. It's a rucksack that I had a few years ago before I purchased this one. This one's called the Pathfinder. You can actually pick these up quite cheap on eBay now, roughly about 120 130 pounds. But I guess that's quite cheap for a good quality rucksack. You can see here the pouches, again, all got YKK zippers on them. And in this top one here, I just keep a knife sharpening kit. There's not a lot in here. Basic sharpening stone, cloth, little file here. Most of that's actually for an axe, but I just keep it in there. It's handy at night just to sit down and clean up your knife and keep it in pristine condition. And that just sits in these pockets here. These are quite good actually. The rucksack's all lined. It's not waterproof per se, but it'll take a bit of water before it starts seeping through. Down in the front here, got another pouch. On the pouch, these side pouches actually, they zip on and on, just the sort of bog standard army kind of rucksack that you buy in your shop. You can see there down the side, they've all got the YKK zippers. You can zip them on and off. And in the front pouch, what I do is I carry a lightweight American poncho, and I find it's really good. So if we are walking across the hills or whatever and it starts tipping it down with rain, then I have this poncho right in here, and basically I can put the poncho over my head and it more or less covers the whole rucksack. Again, it adds an additional layer of waterproofness and keeps everything fine. On the inside of this pouch, again, good solid zipper. This is my shelter system. This is the first thing I'm going to go for when I get to the campsite. I want to set up my shelter, so it's all conveniently stored in this pouch. Here I have a couple of, I'll just put them out, a couple of carabiners from Hammock, and they are on tree huggers. And again, I'm going to do a separate video. I'll put the link up somewhere there which will take you to it, and again you'll see that hammock getting set up. I have just a bag here which has various pegs, bungees, ropes, all that kind of stuff in it for setting up tarps, etc. There's probably way more in there than what you'll ever need, but like I say, I don't walk very far with this pack on my back. It's all vehicle based, so I have the luxury of having those extra items in there. You never know when they need them. Sometimes when we go up into the cairngorms, it's really windy, so anchoring your tarp down is a really good idea, especially when your tarp is pretty much 4 meters by 4 meters. It may not seem it in here, but this is a Ray Mears super tarp. I got one of those a few years ago and I really like it. It's really lightweight and it's absolutely massive. I'll probably put a photo somewhere in here just so you can see what it looks like, but again, we'll go through the setup of that in a separate video. And I'll also just keep these in bags. It's handy to have different bags for things, and also if we're moving on and it's absolutely soaking, you can stuff the tarp in there and dry it out at a later date. What else? So that more or less goes through the whole side pouch on that. Again, like I said, it is just for shelter setup. Top pouch here, you can probably see I have a little bit of electrician's tape on it, red, and it's for fire, funny enough. And in here, I mean, by no means this pouch is, I mean, you can get a whole hand in there, but I only have a small red fire kit in there. Again, I'm not going to haul this all out and go into detail what's in there. If you want to see what's in that pouch, click on a link, it's going to take you off to another video and you can see exactly what's in there. But if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know exactly the kind of things that's in there. And like I said, there's just, it doesn't even take up half of that pouch. And all the pouches on here come with the drawstring closures which help keep water away from things, and then you can tuck them down and then they all have the buckles on them. So it's a really good system. I really like it. 3 on the top and 3 larger ones on the bottom. Middle one then, what have we got in here? In here, this is basically another bag, and this is just my brew kit. This is a really quick access, so if I'm stopping off and I want a cup of tea somewhere, that's not an issue for me. I've got tea, sugar, coffees, lemon drinks and all that kind of stuff in there. And along with a waterproof bag, I'll quickly show you what's in here. It's only a few items. I have my head torch in here, which is USB rechargeable, and I have the charging cable there, and I have a battery bank and a solar power that I carry with me all the time, which gives me the means to charge this torch up. It is an absolute fantastic head torch. It's one of the lead lenser ones. Not exactly sure which model, but I will put it in the comments. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, you can navigate away and you can search for it on YouTube. I'm sure there's loads of reviews, and if not, I'll do one. What else? Maxpedition pouch here, and all I keep in here is basically my Trangi burner. This helps me get a brew very quickly. Like I said before, always keep my brew kit to hand. Stop off every sort of 40 minutes, 50 minutes, especially if you're carrying a heavy pack like this. You can stop down and get yourself a cup of tea, and we'll do a separate review of my brew kit in another video. There's going to be loads of videos just off the back of this pack, guys. Loads of links to follow. Click on them. If you get there first, well, actually when I do them, obviously I'll point you back towards this initial review of the Pathfinder Rucksack, and hopefully get you guys all coming back and then going off to see all the other different videos. That's basically what was in the top pouch there. This side one we've got in here. Okay, so this is sort of some of the needs that you have. I carry a pair of sunglasses in here. It's just an old pair of sunglasses, but they're handy to have if you've ever walked for a few hours across the top of the hills. We don't get much sun here in Scotland, but when it comes, it's nice, it's pleasant, but it can be quite sore on the eyes, especially if you're up on the hills, especially if it's been snowing. Carry just a normal pair of glasses, getting on a bit, so I need just reading glasses. Carry them in there just as a spare pair. And then inside this little waterproof bag, I'll quickly show you, I have hand sanitizer, you guessed it, this is the toilet bag, various wipes and toilet rolls in there, and I also carry some sun cream with the addition of lip balm on the end of it. Again, I've been caught out like that in the past. You go away, you think, oh, it's not going to be very nice today, you're trekking up in the hills, and the next minute it's blazing hot sun and you've got no sunglasses or sun cream, and that's a very uncomfortable position. So that's the reason why that's in there, in a little waterproof bag. And again, it didn't even fill the pouches really. Coming down now onto the bottom, what we've got in here, this is, you can see again, this has got the red tape on it, which indicates first aid and fire in the top. And I have a first aid kit in here. Now obviously I'm not going to go through too much of the contents of this at the moment because that would take too long on the video, but it is an FR1 Maxpedition pouch in here full of all the sort of typical first aid things that you would need going off in the hills. Somewhere in about here, guys, I'm going to put in a link, and that's going to take you to another video, and we'll review the whole contents of this kit in that video. Next up, in the middle pouch is water. Okay, I've got a water one here which is blue, but this is also water. MSR water bag, so again, if wherever you set up camp, you might need to go trekking a little bit to find some fresh water. So when I do it, I tend to fill this up. and I tend to fill this up with drinking water, not river water, drinking water. And how I can do that is with this kit here. Now I'll quickly show you what's in here, but I am going to do a review of this filter because I really like it. This is the, I think it's the Fight Maxpedition medical pouch, where it opens up, and in there I have the first need elite water filter. Off the top of my head, I can't remember how many litres it does. I think it's 1,000, but it could be 500. But either way, there's more than enough there. And once you filter that out, that takes out your 5 contaminants. So you're talking turbidity, protozoa, chemicals, bacteria, viruses, the whole lot. That removes the whole lot and makes it safe for drinking. And in the bottom there, I've just stuffed in, this is actually a fireproof glove, which I use in connection with my stainless steel billy that I'm about to show you in the next pouch. It's just a convenient place to put it in. It gives it a little bit of padding as well, so if you do drop it, it's got some cushion in there to protect the filter. And that's all that's in there. And you can see a lot of you guys are Maxpedition friendly, so you know how big that pouch is, and it just fits no problem into these massive pouches. This is an excellent rucksack if you're interested in sort of vehicle based bug out bags and keeping your gear organised. Over to this one. Now again, I have my billy set inside a waterproof bag. It doesn't need to be in a waterproof bag, it's just that on here it's got lots of little sharp edges. So by putting it in this bag, basically it's easy to slide in and out of this pouch, and as you can see, it's not a waterproof bag any longer because it's had a few sparks off a campfire on it over the years. But it does help just to keep everything in place. Again, I'm going to quickly show you this. I'm not going to go into an in-depth review because I will do another video about that. The Millbank bag, anyone who's watched my channel knows that I'm a massive fan of these things, so it goes with me all the time. I hear you say, what is this? Yeah, I'm really quite impressed the way that this all goes together. On the top here we have one of those little Swedish army mugs, which is absolutely fine if you want a coffee. They fold up, you've seen them before in my videos. They're really easy to use. They're almost indestructible unless you drop them in the fire, but they're great. On the bottom I have one as well, so I tend to use that. I take a lot of soups or packets of super noodles or porridges and things like that, and this is the ideal size just to dump that in, mix it up and get yourself a little bit of breakfast or get some hot food inside you during the day. You all know what that is. It's for, well, if you don't, I'll show you in 2 seconds. I keep everything tight with my spoon. Good spoon gets right down to the bottom of these. And then this is the Pathfinder 32 ounce hygiene bottle type thing. Not quite sure what they call it now. You can see there it's really good stainless steel, wide mouth. This thing here is actually a spreader, so you can hook that in there and hang it straight over the fire and boil yourself some water. And along with that, it comes with the grill pan, which is what I put over my trangy burner, and then I can sit the mug or the bottle on top and make myself a hot cup of tea with the trangy burner. When I'm in camp, then I would obviously just put that in the coals, the ember of the fire, and then I can cook various things. I can be boiling the water in there, cooking whatever I'm eating there. You can even use that as a grill pan. I've had many a pigeon breast on top of this out in the woods, and then you've got additional bowls there for the other bits and pieces that you're making. I think all in all, for such a small kit, I think it provides you with plenty options. And like I said, if you're not sure what that is, don't worry about it, because I'm going to do a video to show you, and that fits conveniently into that pouch. Coming over here, back into some kind of position. What have I got in here? Well, Another waterproof bag, however this is a new waterproof bag because what I've got in here actually needs to be waterproof, and it's kind of a pouch and a bag and a pouch, which is a bit weird, but it is a pretty expensive bit of kit. So it's in a waterproof bag, inside the Maxpedition pouch, and basically what I have in here is my sat map. So that's a full map of the UK, a really good GPS system. I don't use it a lot, I try to use traditional methods of map reading, as in map and compass, but when we're out with a really good group of people and you just need to get a grid reference. If anything goes down pretty quickly, this is accurate. It'll give you a 12-figure grid reference pretty much within a few seconds, as long as it's on at the time. If it's not on, it'll take a couple of minutes to actually load up and calibrate, find out where you are, and then you can obviously relay that to the emergency services. So I carry that with me because obviously when we're with survival school we have students who are going to need medical help pretty quickly, and then also in there I have the charging cable and I have a battery caddy. So this replaces the battery in there. You can put the caddy in and then you can swap that over and use normal AA batteries, which is always handy, and that goes in there. And that's exactly sort of the size of the pouch that's in there. Then we come round here, and now you'll notice this whole side pouch here is completely empty, and that's empty for the reason because that's where all my food is going to go. I mean, you can quite comfortably easily put a week's food in there if you're thinking about it, and you sort of pack up your noodles, take them out of the original packaging and put them in the Ziploc bags. It's very easy to get a whole week's worth of food in there, guys. And then in the top zip pouch here, another waterproof bag, and this one is a battery bank. So that's a RAV power battery bank. It's really good. I can pretty much charge my phone for a week out of this thing, charge my iPad a couple of times. It's really good. I use that in connection with a solar panel, which I have in another zip pocket, believe it or not, which I'll show you in a minute. And then there's the various charging cables there, and I've also got one of those little voltmeters that I can hook up onto the solar panel just to make sure that's actually getting decent sun. That goes there, keeps everything charging, and again I have it in this sort of long sleeve as bubble wrap, so it keeps it fairly protected from knocks. So that's basically it for all the pouches on the outside of the pack. So moving forward onto the inside, you'll notice that it has this big zipper here which you can open up, and that actually gives you room to the whole top of that pocket. Bang, out it comes. There you go, and this is my solar panel. So during the day, if we get a little bit of sun, I can simply hook the battery bank up to it and then basically be charging that all day on the sun, and then at night, when the sun's gone, I can then use the battery bank and start charging up all my phones, my iPads, etc. Radios as well. We carry radios, but they're issued to us separately. And then going into the rucksack. Now, I know it looks huge and you're probably like, oh, what's he got in here now? But believe it or not, I love the way I do this. I love the system. On the top, I have a dry bag. Arcus, in my opinion, make the best dry bags out there. And what I have in here is, hopefully I don't tend to use it too much, but it's nice to have a spare pair of clothes. So Fajal Raven trousers, these are actually waterproof lined. They are absolutely fantastic trousers. Elasticated cuffs at the bottom, they're very, very warm and they're waterproof. Like I said, I wouldn't ever be walking in anywhere with these. I tend to walk in really light clothes, and quick drying clothes. So if they do get wet, then I can dry them out. I can, when I set up camp, I can get changed into the proper gear, and then I can dry it out my other clothes on the campfire overnight. Additional to that, it's just a few things that I think you have to carry. I've got some Gore-Tex gloves there, or they go. I've got some sealskin socks. So if you if you have to walk along, a lot of Scotland's really boggy and marshy. So you know, if you've got lightweight trousers on, although you've got the gaiters on, it's nice to put the waterproof socks on to keep your socks dry. And by doing that, it means you don't have to carry like spare this and spare that. You can just keep it, swap your clothes around. What else? There's the inners for those gloves. Again, they're windstopper gloves. The outers are Gore-Tex, so you can keep your mitts nice and dry. So all of that's in a dry bag. And this is really good because if you are changing your clothes around at night, what I've got inside here is my bed, and you'll see it in a minute. It's actually a hammock, and I've actually, well, we'll get to that in a minute, but these dry bags are really handy, so at the end of the night you can stuff all your stuff in, you can roll them up and keep everything nice and dry. And then the last thing I've got in here is my jacket, which, if you don't know this brand, I suggest you go and check it out. This here is Swazi. This is actually a smock, it's not a jacket, it's about knee length. It is 100% waterproof and windproof, and comes right up. It's got a wire hood. You can just see it's got a great big zipper all the way down for letting in air. It's an amazing bit of kit. It is expensive, but if you do this a lot and you're out and it's damp conditions like what it is where I live, you really need this, or something similar. And actually, it's worth mentioning, like I said about my hammock, there is one thing in this side pouch. The way I've got my hammock in here, guys, is set for quick setup, but I do have another Arcus dry bag. So if I need to, you know, if I know the weather's going to be absolutely horrendous, then I can actually pack my hammock right up straight into this and put it in the rucksack there. And then inside, so I try to keep my rucksacks as light as possible, especially the sleeper arrangements, and I like that because then it gives me it gives me additional carry to carry all the other bits and pieces that just make camp life a lot easier for you if you're away for a few days. So what I've done here is, as I explained, I can quickly set up the tarp. I can put the tree huggers on the trees, so I've got my carabiners there, and then all I've got to do is basically pull out my hammock, I clip that on, and I just feed the whole thing out. It's just all goes in the bag like that. Okay, and there's the pole. It's Clark's hammock. You guys across in America, you'll know what I'm talking about. Absolutely brilliant bit of kit. But what I do with my hammock is basically, it's good to go. The way I set this up, it can be stuffed into the dry bag if needed, but the sleeping bag is loose in there. I have a pillow in there. I mean, let me open this up. So it's a really good hammock. There's another head torch that I have that hangs up inside, gives me a night light for reading a book, etc. A pillow, why not? That's the beauty of the size of this. I have a Ramir's sleeping bag in there, a wood lower one, can't remember which one it is. It's the middle one, so it's real good. It's pretty much a Four Seasons bag. The Clark's hammock I have actually has the down blanket on the bottom of it as well, which makes it extremely warm and comfortable at night to get into. And also, what I always have stuffed down the bottom is I always have, there's a pair of Swazi microfiber pants. They're really basically my pajamas, guys, and a hat, another one, and a Swazi top, and they just get stuffed down into that basically. So regardless, once my hammock's up, when I'm going to my bed at night, I can take all my wet clothes off, hang them up. Actually, I do apologise, that is what that's for. Remember at the start, in the top pocket, once my hammock's on, I simply clip that onto the carabiner at the end, and it gives me something to dump all the stuff that I have in my pocket. So if I've got any car keys, loose change, a mobile phone, I can pop it all in there. Even though there is pockets inside the hammock, I just throw it all in there, and I know exactly where it is. My big head torch that I carry, that goes in there at the end of the night, so I'll have to get up for that business, then I know exactly where it is, along with my toilet kit, etc. I can just go in there and get clipped on. Yeah, so there you have it. Quite a lot of stuff just got pulled out of that, and that, my friends, is that. Like I said, some of the other stuff in there, I'm going to keep this kit, and I'm going to follow up with other videos about using the water filter. I'm going to show you the first aid kit. We're going to do a little video just basically making a cup of coffee with the Pathfinder system there. I'm going to set the tarp up. I'll probably stick some photos and that in. I've got plenty of them, so you can see the setup, you can see the hammock up. We'll do a video putting the hammock up with the tarp so you can see that whole setup. Yeah, there you go guys. Well, really hope you enjoyed this video. A lot of it made sense to you, and hope to catch you soon. Thanks very much, YouTube. Okay, YouTube, top tip of the day. Don't let the Scottish weather fool you, because one minute it can be absolutely beautiful weather here in Scotland, and then the next minute it can change just like that.